Want to become an AI engineer in 2026 but have absolutely no idea on what to learn first? Python, machine learning, ChatGPT, or deep learning and cloud. Don't worry. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the exact roadmap I would follow if I were starting from zero today. Hello everyone, welcome to Career Luncheon. Today we are going to see an interesting topic, which is the AI engineer roadmap in 2026. So, if you want to become an AI engineer, here is the actual roadmap for you. Like, it is an actual working roadmap for you, and only the realistic options I have given for you. And before we move into the video, please subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you won't miss out on any fresh hiring updates we post in our channel. If you are a college student or a fresher or someone who is just starting your career in technology, you want to become an AI engineer in 2026, this roadmap is for you. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to learn, in what order you should learn it, or which technologies are important, and what projects you can or you should build, and finally, what kind of salary you can realistically target as a fresher in India. So, moving on to the video, let us understand what does an AI engineer actually do. Okay. Isn't simply someone who trains the ML models. An AI engineer builds and integrates AI and ML systems into real world applications. Like they work with data, ML models, or the APIs, AI frameworks, and the cloud platforms. So, here's something important. An AI engineer does not just train a model inside some Jupyter notebook and just stop there. Okay, they also need to deploy the model and connect it to an application, test it, and to monitor it and optimize it and maintain it. Like, how do I turn an AI capability into something people can actually use? An AI engineer should always think in that POI only, and depending on the company, an AI engineer could work on generative AI or NLP, computer vision, recommendation systems, chatbots, or AI powered applications. Example, build chatbot isn't about using just an LLM. You may need an API, backend, database, authentication, or the deployment and monitoring. That's where an AI engineer comes in. Ever heard about the data scientist or the ML engineer? Let us understand the difference between the AI engineer versus data scientist or the ML engineer. Engineer primarily focuses on building AI-powered applications and integrating models and APIs into products, whereas the data scientist focuses more on analyzing data or finding patterns and generating insights and building models to solve business problems. Okay, and ML engineer focuses heavily on building and deploying ML systems at scale. Of course, like there is a lot of overlap between these roles, and different companies may define them differently. If you are a beginner, don't worry too much about choosing the perfect job title right now. First, I need you to build your common foundations for all of these, and which are Python, SQL, and statistics, machine learning, and software development. Then you can specialize. You can choose between your roles. Okay, don't obsess over job titles in the beginning. Like build transferable skills first. You need to build your skills before becoming something related to AI. I need you to build your foundations first. This is where beginners should actually start. There are three foundation areas, which is programming and mathematics and computer science. Coming to the programming, you need to learn Python, functions, loops, data structures, oops, and NumPy, pandas. Okay. Coming to the mathematics, you need to learn basic linear algebra, probability and statistics, also basic calculus concepts. Okay, understand core calculus concepts, like avoid math heavy detours. Okay, you need to have basic understanding of the linear algebra, probability. They are all easy only. Okay, you just need to brush up. You have already seen your these all the topics in your 10th or in your schooling. Okay, you just need to brush up on the mathematics, because these are all the core foundation before you start to learn any AI fundamental concepts. Okay, and coming up to the computer science, you need to learn SQL for the data access, or Git and GitHub for version control. Okay, in your BTech also you will be having knowledge on Git, the version control systems. Okay, and you need to brush up all those things before you start learning the actual learning. Okay, into ChatGPT or generative AI or advanced ML, you need strong foundation. Your first priority should be Python. Okay, you don't need to become a Python expert. You just need to understand the programming fundamentals such as variables or loops concepts, functions, data structures, and basic OOPS concepts. Okay, the object oriented programming. Then you need to learn NumPy and Pandas because you'll use them heavily when working with the data. Next comes mathematics. And don't get scared when I say mathematics, okay? You do not need advanced mathematics to start AI. Focus on building all the basic things I have told you, okay? These are all the basic things I have told you. You just need to focus more of them, and for Python you just need to focus and brush up all of these topics. And coming to the computer science fundamentals, you need to brush up more on SQL because it is the basic, wherever you go, in whichever work you do, SQL is the most common path. Okay, you need to more work on SQL. Okay, these may not look like AI skills initially, but they become extremely useful once you start building real AI applications. So don't skip the foundations just because AI tools look more exciting. At least spend a week or a month on, if you're weak at programming, spend a month on programming. Okay. For if you are good at something, like if you have already basic idea on all of this, you can complete all these in 1 to 2 weeks of. Okay, but don't rush. Okay, make your fundamentals clear, then it will be easy for you to understand the AI concepts more. Okay, as I already told you, like the core Python fundamentals, conditions and loops, functions, collections, oops basics, exceptions and files, and the APIs. AI developer toolkit includes the NumPy and Pandas, Matplotlib, Git and GitHub. Like write clean Python and work with that data. Okay. Data skills you need to have are these only: the data cleaning or EDA or the feature engineering, visualization, and SQL. Mainly SQL. Okay. And next up, we have like you need to learn the basic ML concepts. I'll tell you. No. Now the super interesting concept comes in. You are moving from programming into actual machine learning. Core concepts are supervised and unsupervised learning. These are the in your third year or fourth year, if you are from AI or ML domain, you might have already understood what are these concepts are. If you are not, you need to primarily focus. The core concepts are supervised learning, unsupervised learning, the regression, classification, decision trees, random forest, clustering, feature engineering, model evaluation, okay, cross validation, overfitting versus underfitting. Okay, learn to spot when a model fails to generalize. Scikit learn once your foundations are strong. Okay, the next step is to understand machine learning. Start by understanding the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning. Then learn common problems such as regression and classification. And you should also understand the algorithms like the decision trees, random forest, along with the clustering. But don't make the mistake of simply memorizing the algorithms. Okay, you need to understand the complete machine learning workflow, like how the data works, or the data pre-processing, training, evaluation, and prediction. Okay, you should also understand concepts like overfitting, underfitting, and cross validation. Scikit-learn is one of the best tools for beginners to practice these concepts. Okay, your goal is to able to make to take a data set and build a baseline model, evaluate it correctly, and explain the result. Okay, For example, if you are predicting whether an applicant is likely to repay a loan, that could be a classification problem. If you are predicting a house prices, that is regression. You need to know the differences. Okay, don't try to memorize the algorithms. You need to understand what they are actually doing. After machine learning, you need to move on to the deep learning concepts. Okay, start with the basics of neural networks. These are the core fundamentals of the deep learning. Okay, neural networks. Start with the basics of neural networks. Understand what neurons are, what activation functions do, and at a conceptual level, how back propagation helps a network learn. Okay, you don't need to start by memorizing complicated mathematical derivations. You need to understand the CNNs, which are commonly used in computer vision, and learn about sequence models and transformers. Okay, and then transformers are particularly important because modern generative AI and large language models are built around the transformer architecture. You should also understand the transfer learning. Yeah, because instead of training everything from scratch, we can often start with a pre-trained model and adapt it to our problem. Two major frameworks you will encounter here are Pytorch and TensorFlow. Okay, understand the key concepts before trying to master every framework. Now we reach one of the most important parts of the modern AI engineer roadmap, which is generative AI. You should understand what large language models are and how applications interact with them. Okay, start with prompt engineering, but don't stop there. You should also understand what embeddings are, vector databases and retrieval augmented generation, which is also we call as RAG. RAG is especially important because it allows an AI application to retrieve relevant information from the external data and use that information when generating an answer. Then move on to the fine tuning. Okay, then move on to the fine tuning and AI agents and tool calling. You should also learn how to use AI APIs to integrate these capabilities into your own applications. Tools and ecosystems you may encounter includes OpenAI APIs or the HuggingFace or LangChain. And there are, suppose I upload my college placement PDF and ask a chatbot what are the eligibility criteria. The application can retrieve the relevant information from that document and give me an answer. That's a simple example of a RAG application. Okay. How to turn my AI project into a real application? Now, here is where many beginners stop. They build a model, run it inside a notebook, and consider the project as finished. But an AI engineer needs to know how to put that model into production. You should learn how to build APIs using tools such as Fast API or Flask. Then understand Docker basics, cloud fundamentals, and model deployment. You should also get familiar with CI/CD or monitoring and logging. You don't need to become a DevOps expert. Yet you just need to have simply need enough knowledge to understand how your application gets deployed, updated, and monitored in the real world. Um, Sitting inside a notebook isn't enough, guys. You need to turn it into a usable product. Okay, it should be usable. Build projects like this is where students become job ready. The projects progress from easy to advanced here. Okay, a beginner, if you're a beginner, of course, if you're someone who is starting to learn AI, a beginner AI project might include AI chatbot. One second. Yeah, AI chatbot for beginners. You need to use Python plus API. Okay. For intermediate, you can use document Q&A. You can use here embeddings plus vector database and the RAG here. For an advanced candidate, you can it should it like it becomes an advanced project if you are able to achieve this. Okay, AI resume analyzer. You can use LLMs, RAG plus backend API. For advanced level, you can build an AI agent. These are the topmost, the high demand projects are these. If you are able to build an AI agent, definitely you're going to crack an higher package. Okay. Don't build projects or 10 basic projects just to fill your GitHub. Okay, build two or three strong projects that demonstrate your progression. Start with something simple like the AI chatbot, and then build a document question answering system, or else after that, build something more practical such as an AI resume analyzer. Then try building an AI agent that can use tools and APIs. Finally, take one of your projects and actually deploy it. Okay, because employers want to see that you can build something, not just some complete courses. Okay, projects are literally greater than the certificates, not because certificates are useless, but because projects demonstrate the practical ability of you. Okay, it can showcase your skills if you are able to deploy the projects. If you remember only one slide from this entire presentation, remember this one. This is the order I recommend for beginners. Start with Python. One second. Start with Python and add SQL, Git, and APIs. Okay, build your basic mathematics and statistics knowledge. Move into machine learning and then deep learning. Okay, and then generative AI and LLMs. And after that, learn RAG plus AI agents and then learn cloud, Docker, and deployment. Get some understanding of the ML ops. Okay, this is also important for you. And yes, this is the important key core concept for you. Build your portfolio, prepare for the interviews, and then finally start applying for AI engineer and related roles. The biggest mistake beginners make is trying to learn everything simultaneously. You don't need to do that. Learn one layer, build something with it, and then move to the next layer. This is what I would like to say for a beginner who is starting to learn the who is starting to learn all of the fundamental concepts of the AI. Before you start applying, let's do a reality check. Do you have two or three strong projects? And do you have at least one generative AI project? Or is your GitHub organized? Can someone actually run or see your projects? Or are your Python and SQL fundamentals strong? Do you understand the basic machine learning concepts? Or do you have some knowledge of cloud and deployment? And most importantly, can you explain your projects without reading from your README? Okay, because during an interview, you may be asked why you selected a particular model, or have you handled the data, what problems you faced, and how you deployed the application. Okay, you need to learn, build, deploy, document, and then apply. This is the only formula. This is the only portfolio loop I would recommend to you. Now, let's talk about the salary. Like for an entry level AI and ML roles in India, you think of approximately 4 to 8 LP as a broad starting range. Like the very starting packages include 4 to 8 LP. Candidates with stronger skills or the better projects or strong interview performance and access to better paying companies may potentially target 8 to 15 LPA or more. But please don't treat these numbers as guaranteed packages. Salary can vary significantly depending on the company or the location or the role, your technical skills, and interview performance and the overall hiring market. Okay, let me explain your 6 month actual plan. Month one, you can start with the Python, SQL, and Git. Build your programming and data foundations. Month two, math plus machine learning. Learn the fundamentals and start building ML models. Month three, I would like you to know about the deep learning, understand the neural networks or CNNs and transformers at a beginner levels. Month 4, Generative AI plus LLMs. Learn LLMs, prompting, embeddings, and AI APIs. Month 5, I would like you to start building more practical AI applications using RAG and AI agents or the APIs. Month 6, build your portfolio, deploy your best projects, and start preparing for interviews. Don't just learn AI, build with AI. Okay, so that's complete AI engineer roadmap for 2026. And remember, you become an expert in everything before you start building. Start with Python. Build your foundations, learn ML, move into deep learning and generative AI. Then learn how to deploy your applications and build a strong portfolio. Don't spend 6 months only watching tutorials, okay? Learn and build, deploy, document, apply. I would like to say this again and again. Most importantly, don't just learn AI, build with AI. If this roadmap helped you, make sure to save this video and share it with your friend who is planning to start a career in AI. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. See you all again in the next video.